Good morning. It's 9 o'clock a.m., July 19th, 2023, on a Wednesday. Good morning to yous. Let's see. I got three contributions to acknowledge. Thomas Kalinda, I believe that's Tom K in chat. I hope it's okay to pronounce your last name. Sent $5 through PayPal. Thank you very much. I'm not bringing that email up on screen because I don't know if the transaction ID is confidential or not. And then let's see if I get over here to channel comments. Here's Matthew Barnes with 20 pounds, which is around $25 US. He says, "Well done, Doug. Thanks for all you do. You are welcome, my friend. And thank you for that." Let's see, that's not what it's not called super chat. It's some other name when you're doing it as a comment on a video. Then if I go to today, whoops, I should get an audio check here, huh? Then if I go, yep, I've got an audio check. By the way, what was wrong with my audio last time? All I had to do is turn this off and then turn it on again, and the audio came back. So just reboot the headset. Was enough to bring it back. Then come over here to chat because there is another contribution there. Frankie B with 99 cents. Thank you so much, Frankie B. I've got quite a few topics to talk about. I still haven't got around to fixing my picture-in-picture when I'm showing this monitor. Dennis with 91 degrees Fahrenheit, humidity 77% in Batania, Panama. Brian says, if a priest is traveling at the speed of light, does he still have mass? I got it on the second read. John Williams, hope you had a good day off. Yes, I did. Thank you. I did lots of work and cleanup. That's what he did, not me. Not make that clear. Not me. I did not do lots of yard work and cleanup. I was up at the cabin at Huntington Lake. It was gorgeous. Driving up there, oh man, there was this huge, tall, white, bright, white, billowy clouds. Crazy pretty. Frankie B says hello. John Williams, Carl J, Selden Ball, giving us weather. Alice is here. So hello's all done between people. Now let's come over here to, which way do I want to go next on, let's see, I get the thumbs up and the heart for Matthew Barnes, 20 pounds. And then let's come over to here. I'm going to take these emails that I sent to myself in reverse order because these two are shorter. Zavi Minor, in our discussion the other day about blocking users, he showed another technique is to click to go to somebody's channel and report them and then block. So I experimented with that a little bit. If you do the three dots, let's see, who can, oh, Selden Ball, he already volunteered to be a guinea pig last time. So I'm not going to actually report him, but there's go to channel and then report, but here there's a report on the three dot menu. So it kind of looked to me like Zavi was saying, first go to the channel and then report. But when I do that, when I go to the channel, I did not see a way in here to report. So I'm not certain if that's what Zavi was intending to communicate. Now, if I go in here to the three dot menu and choose report, I have to select one of these. And then after reporting him, then I can choose, there's a checkbox to offer to block or not. Oh, you know what? The way I should do this is go to somebody else's live. So that I'm doing it on somebody that I don't know. Let's go to YouTube. Oh, there's so many more comments to get to in those other emails. I'll search for the word live and then see if I think any of these lives, 71 watching, 1,000 watching, 8.9 watching. Oh, that's not live. This one's live. Let's see if there's no chat there. So let's do filters and then filter by video live, last hour, duration, here, features live. So this will show me everything that's doing live stream right now. Championship League, that might have chat. Yeah, so here's chat. If I go to the three-dot menu and report, I have to choose one of these. So I'm going to choose the least, rude one. Yeah, don't even like doing that. Thanks, we received your report. We will remove it. Oh, that didn't give me an option to block. I've seen that before. Maybe it's only when somebody is a moderator. Well, I apologize. The problem there is there's no way to unreport them. So I don't like that method a whole lot, but there is that. Now, since things work different for moderators and non-moderators, you might find that if you, I think that's the case, like if you report a moderator when you are a moderator, maybe that's when you get the checkbox for being able, optionally being able to block them. So that's still not quite clear. Let me move on. Show us the Cheers bloopers. Do you think I had Cheers bloopers or bloopers from their show? Yeah, there's lots of bloopers from their show. Maybe you saw it on one of the screens that I went to. That's not a bad idea for another form of trailer. And then here, the next one is an email to myself. This is to remind me that I reported a comment from Celestia Guru, which is Seldom Ball, as a test, and did not select block from my channel. So yes, Celestia Guru was not a moderator, and I did have the checkbox to optionally block from my channel. Well, maybe that's because I was doing that while on my channel. Yeah, I don't know when that happens and when it doesn't. We're going to get tired of this whole conversation before this is over with, I think. The Lawn Dog writes, so many choices that you don't have a real understanding of what the function might do. Absolutely, good point. Here, to clarify, as a normal mod, I can block thank you, but if mods will still be seen, it's useless. So I think we've had more conversations since then enough that I won't go into further comment there. This is where Ken did do the block or whatever. And then, let's see, this comment was deleted. Then I clicked to view it. I select it will not be available. Oh, this comment from Ken at 9:23. I clicked, somebody, that one got deleted. That one from, this comment at 9:23 from Ken. It got deleted, so I suspect this one that says done, Seldom can you comment, is no longer visible. So to see that, let's go over here, youtube.com/LWTDB, and I'll go and launch yesterday's, not yesterday, 2 days ago. It would have been this one, yes. And then right away, we don't see any chat here. That's because I'm not far enough along in the video. The chat messages come up as the video progresses. Famous last words, so I have to change to live. Maybe I had to change to live before I saw that. So the one that I'm wanting to check on is 9:23 from Ken Stout. And I don't think it'll be here. Oh, that's today's chat. 9:23. See, 9:23 is not there. What are these comments going so late? 13:34? Yes, that 2 days ago, that stream wasn't that long. Oh, good grief, Miss Molly. How could there be chat messages from 9 a.m.? That show only went 30 or 40 minutes. 10:25, 11:02. Oh, that totally does not make sense. Thank you very much, YouTube. So this comment is the one that I delete, or somebody deleted. So I'm going to specifically search for that comment, Control F, and then paste that. It's not in there. Okay, moving on. Brian Lightfoot said, interesting, if you remove a comment, then click on View Comment, you can no longer remove it again. If a comment gets removed, then anyone who is a moderator or myself can click to view the comment. At that point, you can no longer remove it because it is still removed. You're just viewing it. You cannot unremove it. You can view it and it will stay displayed as long as you have that chat window open. But when you replay the video later, the comment will not be there because it has been removed. And I don't see any way to remove it. This is Dennis's question. He asked that we talked about a couple days ago. If I were to say, goodbye, I need to go stream now, is that a self-promo? I did not understand when he asked that question what his reason was for asking it. He did explain that later, and I didn't realize that until after the show was over. He said a moderator for Xona deleted my streaming comment for self-promo. And then he says it wasn't an intentional promo. And I would say about that, this goes to where I've made comments a few times that I want to discourage moderators from being overly aggressive. Some content creators do consider any reference to another channel to be self-promo or distracting promo, and they don't want it. So it could be that the moderator that removed Dennis's comment was doing so because that moderator was trained or learned it from some other channel and assumed that they could do that on Xona's channel. Or maybe even, possibly, as far as I know, Xona might have given that directive for other people, but Dennis is a friend of Xona's. Xona, I know, would allow Dennis to do a blatant self-promo, I believe. So I'd say that was a moderator being overly aggressive for the circumstances and didn't know it. Ken Stout is asking, how do you do the text for Windows Spotlight? We'll get into that in a moment for what more that I know about it now. Can you show how to add the text again? And then Alice also having issues with text on the welcome screen. And I don't have the comment copied in there, but at some point, Wintermute pointed out that the screen that comes up when you restart your computer before you log in, that is the Windows welcome screen. That's what he said the other day, and I went and verified it. Wintermute says something is pretty much always right, accurate, but I went and checked on it. So here's some things that I've got, that I've done some further investigation, and I turned to Chat GPT for some things. So here's this question. Let's scroll up to the top. I'm not going to read through all of this because there's 4 of these. What is the Windows welcome screen? And this confirms the welcome screen is the screen that comes up when you restart the computer before you log in. That is not the same as the lock screen. So here I said, what is the difference between that? It's a reference to what my prior question was, meaning the welcome screen, and the lock screen. The lock screen and the welcome screen are 2 distinct screens with different purposes in a Windows operating system. Somewhere along in here, again, I'm not going to read it all, but I will scroll through it. So if you want to go back and pause the video and read through these, you can, but I'll just give you the summary. Is in here, it does tell us that the welcome screen is not able to hold any dynamic content from the web. So that's why we don't get those items to click on the lock screen with Windows Spotlight. Now, for those who don't know, I'll bring up Baby Beast to show what we're referring to. Baby Beast has Windows 11, but what we're talking about here by text on the lock screen is this piece up here, like the image that you see, and this annual rainfall thing, and this one down here. That's all live, interactive dynamic text from the web. And what we're being told here is that, well, Windows, the welcome screen is not capable of that. And then I looked up where in the registry are these settings stored. And I went and looked at these registry locations. So I looked at the registry location for the welcome screen and the registry location for the lock screen. They are clearly different locations. What I found is that there were no entries there, no specific entries for Windows 10. And I think that is because Windows Spotlight takes control of that, and that Windows Spotlight settings are located in a different place in the registry. And I did go look that up. I'm not going to try to go into a lot of detail about my findings because that would just take too long, and some people are going to start banging their heads on their computer monitor out of too much geeky stuff. Where are registry settings for Windows Spotlight? So again, if you want to come in and look for that. Now, actually, I should say that these didn't actually show the whole thing for each of those. So for those who want to go back, I'll display the rest of these registry locations if you want to go back and look at them, because we do have people around here that are that technically minded that they would be interested in that. But I'm not going to make you all sit through that. I think I got all the way down there. Then the next thing I went on to is, because there's more questions here, this is more pertaining to Ken's. Let's see. I do not see the like what image you see on the lock screen with Windows Spotlight. From what I'm understanding from Ken Stout, he is not seeing those text messages at all on the lock screen. I was not impressed with these things that were given as solutions for that. We've already seen these. I'm scrolling through and just pausing the screen at each of these sections so that anybody who wants to could go back and follow these instructions later. But my understanding is Ken has already done these steps. I have a different idea for Ken. Ken has 4 monitors. When you do the lock screen on Windows 10, only one monitor will show the image. It doesn't show across all of those monitors. Since Ken has different kinds of monitors, I'm wondering if that might be somehow causing a problem. Like if the screen that is active with the lock screen, when he does Windows key L, if that's a TV monitor or an older monitor or something like that, or maybe just the fact there's 4 of them plugged in. So Ken, here's my suggestion for you to test this, for troubleshoot it, is disconnect all of your screens except for one real computer monitor that does, full normal resolution, which is 1080p. I said, full computer resolution. I'm saying that to Ken. No, Ken doesn't obviously know that. He might know that, but we're talking about Ken. Okay, that's Doug. That's me using Ken as a butt of my joke. I don't do that with other people. So Ken, disconnect all your other monitors, restart the computer. When you get to the Windows lock screen, see if that text is available then. I didn't find that as a suggestion anywhere. That's just my deduction based upon not finding any better solution. And then I'm interested in connecting remotely to your computer during a session and see if we can figure out something. Now, I had a couple other things here that I did searches in ChatGPT. Does Windows Spotlight work on the welcome screen in Windows 10? Windows Spotlight does not work on the Windows screen in Windows 10. So here's a very direct response to that question, that specific question. This would be Alice's question about the welcome screen. Windows Spotlight is a feature in Windows 10 that displays a variety of images and occasionally offers suggestions or fun facts on the lock screen when you start your computer or lock it. However, once you reach the welcome screen where you need to select a user account and enter your password to log in, the Windows Spotlight feature is not active. The welcome screen typically displays available user accounts on the system, does not show any dynamic or changing content like the lock screen does with Windows Spotlight. More stuff here. I'm not going to read it out loud. Does the background of the welcome screen default to the background of the last active user? This part was inconclusive, unsatisfying answer in my estimation. Now, by looking through those registry entries, it's my impression or suspicion that the background of the welcome screen will be consistent with the most recent lock screen background of the most recent logged in user. So if your computer has multiple different users and they have the lock screen configured differently, So you go switch one of those other computers, you have a different lock screen background image, then restart the computer and see what the welcome screen is then. I think like if you had just a solid color as the lock screen background for that other user, when you restart the computer, I think that's what the welcome screen is going to show. And I think that because those registry entries controlling the welcome screen background image were blank. There was nothing in there. And that makes me think that it's using whatever the most recently logged in user had configured as their lock screen background. Does anybody need to borrow an Excedrin? All right, I've got one more and then I'm going to go to chat. One more that I did this morning. Does the background of the welcome screen default to the background of the last active user? Again, this one also, well, in this one I didn't ask for a particular operating system. So what I did then is I copied that question and added it as a supplemental question in this chat GPT sequence of conversation, put it that way. All right. Have I caught up with everything that I had queued up to talk about? Yes, looks like I do. So now let's come to chat. There are no shows for me to redirect to. Ken Stout's not in here. He said last night that he's going to have a premiere today, but it's not here. That's because Ken is so reliable. Not. No, I'm just using Ken as a butt of my joke again. He said, I'll have a premiere if I get it done. So he didn't get it done. So that's okay. I just have to do another joke with Ken as the butt of my joke. It's all in good fun and love. Well, people, I be here, Lawn Dog. Good morning. Show us the Cheers bloopers. That might. Oh, you know what? I should comment about that. Oh. Yeah. I had a scary thought this morning. This is completely separate from what I've talked about so far this morning. I had a scary thought this morning. As my thoughts often do, what can I do to really get this channel growing? Because I need it to grow a lot. Yeah, and that's not any of your responsibilities. So I know ways to get views. I've had videos with high views, and what it is create a video that has good searchability. And these Windows Daily shows never will have good searchability. I might be able to take pieces out of it and mold it into a separate standalone video and make it searchable. But here's the scary thought. Find a need and fill it, right? Find a need and fill it. What is a need that is out there? There's a need out there, a severe need that we demonstrated Saturday. For somebody to buy printers and demonstrate which ones work with the manufacturer's instructions for setting them up and try all the various ways, show all the various ways, and then show the quick, easy ways, and then show how they do network printer sharing in a peer-to-peer network. Anyway, fully give the solution for these printers because they are such a headache for everybody. So a way that I could really grow a channel quickly is to specialize in setting up printers and demonstrating how to make them work. Oh my gosh, just kill me now. What a nightmare. YouTube channel to have. Maybe that's why nobody's doing it. But if somebody were to do that, that would be get high search results, I think. Okay, then what got me onto that was Alice's suggestion about the Cheers bloopers. So I also turn my thoughts towards trailers. I really enjoy making trailers. That's one of the funnest things that I do, but they're not going to make the channel grow a lot. I thought possibly that last video with that last trailer, the one that you guys have been watching, the Cheers. Here, the Cheers theme song I have some advertisement in that, right? I tell people about ask questions. I get those text banners running across it. Ask questions, get answers, give answers. So I made that one public, thinking it might be searchable, because songs are very get a lot of hits. But this one's only had 167 views, and most of those are because I've been continuing to use it as a trailer. But I also want to show on the monetization. This one is a copyright notification, but they're actually sharing revenue with me. So I actually have that one monetized. So I'm using copyrighted content, and I am getting a portion of that money. Well, that was new. All right, back to chat. What we really need, Doug, is a manual with all the details for all the settings, something that explains what happens rather than a lot of interpretation. Now, where is this one? Let me show you. There is a manual of sorts. Here is Microsoft's. This is Microsoft's documentation in their knowledge base. Configure Windows Spotlight on the lock screen. So here they give this is the manual. As much as there is a manual, this is it. And then all these different sections here, this shows up in accessibility settings. How does configuring Windows Spotlight show up in accessibility settings? That's for handicap, right? And the link up here, Windows configuration, Windows Spotlight. How do they put this as a subcategory under accessibility settings? That does not make sense to me. So, yeah, good luck getting your questions answered in all of this. So I'll go paste that in chat. Windows Spotlight Manual. And if somebody is foolish enough to want to go explore through that, be my guest. So many choices, you don't have a real understanding of what the function might do. Where's the YouTube manual? Something that explains everything. Yeah, well, there's the rest. Once you're in that manual, it's learn.microsoft.com/EnglishUS/Windows. So you can go up into these parent items and find other stuff. Let's see, here we're in Windows Spotlight. And then if you delete some of this and get back to Windows Technical Documentation for Developers and IT Pros. There's your manual. Yeah, Greg, so many things in computer world, regardless of whether cell phone or any other device, computer, there's so many things that are left up to interpretation when using a function. Wintermute was just guessing about the welcome screen. I'm assuming that's what he meant. He was just guessing about. And that is the reason why I go check. Sometimes Wintermute is researched and reliable in what he says. In this case, he was just guessing. Lawn Dog says, Doug, we know the bad guys are going to use AI in a very negative way. There are now scams going on using AI in your voice that AI creates, and it doesn't take much of a sample of a person's voice. And from there, once it has a sample, it can create any form of sentences to speak to the person. The next step is to make this live and instantaneous. I forgot what word they use. That's essentially it is active live. That way, it's not kind of like a script for attempted scam. There will be a person who can speak what it wants the AI to say in your voice instantaneously. You're on the spot, active anyways. This is some crazy, scary stuff. And they're doing it doesn't sound good. Well, here's my reaction to that. Crazy, scary stuff was also back in the days when non-professionals could buy lockpicks, when you could buy things on the web that you're not licensed to buy. We've had many things through all of history where it advances where the bad people could use those for bad things. And that makes our environment riskier. And you're right on the money here. Yeah, this means that we'll get more false things coming to us where it appears to be somebody, for instance, live streaming standing in front of a camera speaking, but you're seeing a different image than what they are, yeah, that'll come. We just have to keep training people. Don't believe what you read, see, hear. It's no longer the case. You can believe what you see with your own eyes. It's no longer the case. You can believe what you hear with your own ears. No longer the case that you can believe what you read with your own eyes. You've got to think, you got to be like the old style journalists where they had to verify with 3 different sources before they could go public with a story. Before you believe anything, you got to go check it out. And even buying things on Amazon, good grief. You are foolish to order something on Amazon without reading the comments, without reading the reviews. If reviews are turned off for that item, maybe don't buy it. Now, when I say you're foolish to buy things without reading the comments, have I done that? Yes. Well, it wasn't me, it was foolish Doug, right? You know I wouldn't do it. It was foolish Doug that did that. Good golly. It gets me into so much trouble. Alice says, what may work is turning off hardware acceleration on Edge and test using Windows key and L. I think she might be referring to Ken Stout's issue with where Windows key L, the lock screen, is not showing text, and updating Edge. Because Windows Spotlight, I think, operates through Edge. Speedy C, another spam call. Second one during this live stream. Yeah, hello, Speedy. Like Carrie with his mini PCs. Absolutely, Alice. Those mini PC reviews that Carrie is doing, they're highly searchable. He's got a title. He's got content in the description. The video is focused on a particular make and model of mini PC. Not just doing video on generic mini PCs, but specific mini PCs. That's highly searchable. So those videos should do well for him. LOL for Wintermute. Lawn Dog, it's not a bad idea about the printers, but it sounds expensive in the sense that it would really need to have a collection of printer installations, which will take time. And by the way, I've seen printers from the same manufacturer bought and installed, and the software isn't exactly the same. Yes, it's close and it has a general identity of the manufacturer, but functions differently. Anyway, it's not a bad idea for someone to start going down the path demonstrating these various installations. Maybe even break them up into Wi-Fi versus Ethernet kind of thing rather than one big video. Yeah, separating them as separate videos makes them even more searchable. And I think that makes me realize that Alice's comment was more to the point of Carrie actually buying mini PCs and doing videos on them. So like if I were to buy printers and do videos on them, well, now I have the problem of them taking up space and then needing to do something with them. Well, I could give away printers because giving away hardware also kind of sort of is a draw. However, I'm not a real big fan of the giveaways because it just spends too much time on the video during the live stream running the giveaway rather than providing training. So I'm not a big fan of doing that. Maybe giving away the printers very, very quickly and easily. Yeah, I don't know. Now, would it be worth me buying printers to make videos? That's really a hard sell because in Carrie's case, yes, because he has so many subscribers and so many potential live viewers, and his videos are suggested by YouTube a whole lot more than mine because they have a lot more views. So even without being searchable, before searching, his videos get a lot of, they generate more money than mine would because my viewer count is so low. So that would be a huge financial investment for me to be doing that. However, these cheap printers under $100 each makes it far more palatable than the mini PCs, right? But I don't want to do that. Oh my gosh. Setting up printers? No. I don't want to do that any more than I'd want to be a rock star, which I would not want to be, by the way. Can you understand the life of a rock star, singing the same songs over and over and over? Just kill me now. Ooh. Windows, oh, that's from me. Oh, we're over time. How much more we got? We got more Lawn Dog. I'm going to skip over Lawn Dog, see if there's other people talking. Carrie does giveaways for people who really need them. Now, the other thing about that, though, is, yeah, he does. He restricts his giveaways to people who really need them, which also means those are not people who are spending a lot of money on the advertisements that come over his channel. They're not generating a lot of money for advertisers if they're people who can't afford to buy their own computers. They also probably can't afford to be doing a lot of super chat donations and gift cards and stuff like that. So if you tailor towards people who can't afford things, then you get people who can't support the channel as much. Yeah, that's from my perspective. So that's why I'm not interested in going down that road. It works for Carrie. Partly because he's been doing it for so long. Yeah, a lot of work to do for nothing, in my opinion, from Jim. Right. And it's not computers, it's printers. Zvi, how many manufacturers for printers versus manufacturers of mini PC? Yeah, well, the videos for installing and configuring printers would be not just the manufacturers, but the models of printers, because each model is going to be searchable. So I'd be doing HP printers and Canon printers and Brother printers and Epson printers and whatever else there are. All right, I'm done. I don't have anybody to redirect you to, so there's no redirect. Oh, by the way, for those who didn't know, the last live stream on Monday, I accidentally started streaming again because I ended the stream in YouTube Studio. And you might have noticed, or you might remember, that when I tried to go configure a redirect, when I went to customization on Monday and I chose to redirect, there was a scheduled live stream here for a support session with Ken Stout for May of 2022. And it had just been sitting there. I did not select it. I didn't have any redirect set up, but somehow after I ended the live stream in the YouTube Studio, XSplit was still running, which is normal, but usually it's just recording locally. But somehow XSplit decided to go ahead and live stream on that other scheduled stream. And it didn't do it right away. I know that because I know some other specific things that I did that was not captured at the end of the live stream or at the beginning of the phony live stream. After about 10 minutes, Tim Sal sent me a text message letting me know. So then I ended the stream. So for those who didn't get that explanation, there you go. Alice asking where Carrie is today. I don't know. He didn't tell me. Go figure. Crazy kid. He didn't. 10 years younger than me, so I can call him crazy kid. He didn't tell me what he's doing today. All right. I'm ending the stream. Have a great day, everybody. Catch you later. Goodbye.